I've worked with Christian Bale and I mean, a lot of really talented people over the years, different actors that I've worked with. But John, I like watching good acting, you know. I like sitting there sometimes watching.
He doesn't chase fame, he disappears into it. Gary Oldman has spent 5 decades becoming everyone but himself. From Sid Vicious to Winston Churchill, from Dracula to a broken spy, he's worn 1,000 faces and carried the weight of each one with precision.
Yes, now let me ask you this. If the worst came to pass and the enemy were to appear...
But behind every transformation, there's a student. Someone who learned by watching, someone who found his heroes and never stopped studying them.
Gary Oldman is my hero, that's it. You know, he's like, right,
Oldman doesn't talk about favorites lightly. He talks about influences, about the actors who taught him to trust silence, to find truth in restraint, to let the eyes do the work when words fail. These aren't just names on a list. They're the voices that shaped his instincts, the performances that rewired how he sees character. He's called himself a chameleon, but chameleons learn by observing. They adapt by understanding what works.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean everyone?
Everyone!
Here are the 10 actors Gary Oldman holds highest, the ones who changed how he approaches every role and why their work still echoes in his. 10. John Cassavetes. Most actors admire legends. Oldman admires rebels.
Different actors that I've worked with. But John always talks about being a link in a chain.
John Cassavetes wasn't just an actor. He was a filmmaker who refused to compromise, who made art on his own terms and taught an entire generation that truth matters more than polish. Oldman has called Cassavetes' film Husbands one of the most important works in his life. It's raw, messy, and completely human. 3 men spiraling through grief and crisis, and Cassavetes plays it without vanity.
All of a sudden, I see a lot of baby carriages, a lot of babies.
A couple of them got to be mine.
That's what struck Oldman. No posturing, no safety net, just honesty captured on film. Cassavetes showed him that acting doesn't need perfection. It takes courage, the willingness to be ugly, broken, and real. Oldman has carried that lesson through every role. He doesn't play for applause, he plays for truth. And that instinct, that refusal to hide behind technique, comes straight from watching Cassavetes refuse to flinch. Some actors teach you craft. Cassavetes taught Oldman freedom. 9. Robert Redford. There are actors who command attention. Then there's Redford. Gary Oldman watched All the President's Men and saw something most people miss.
Sandwich and then went back and watched the evening performance. I watched it, twice in a back-to-back.
Not the charm, not the golden hair. He saw stillness, control, absolute precision in the smallest movements. Oldman once said Redford gave one of the greatest screen performances ever in that film.
It was $350,000. Is that a correct?
More.
Was that a correct figure?
No, it was closer to 1 million.
And it's not because he shouts or transforms. It's because he does nothing except everything that matters. Oldman calls it psychology, the ability to convey an entire inner world without traveling away from yourself. Redford doesn't rely on accents or pyrotechnics. He uses his eyes. He lets tension sit in silence. That restraint fascinated Oldman, who built a career on transformation, but understood the power of staying still. Redford proved that doing less can mean more, that truth lives in the pauses, not the performance. For an actor who disappears into roles, watching someone stay present and still dominate the frame changed everything. 8. Steve McQueen. McQueen didn't act, he existed. Gary Oldman saw that and recognized something essential.
I'm very proud of Smiley. The one I've got in my heart that I hold most dear.
Presence without effort. McQueen walked onto screen and owned it, not through force, but through authenticity. He was cool, yes, but that wasn't the lesson. The lesson was confidence rooted in simplicity. McQueen never overplayed a moment. He trusted himself enough to let the camera find him. Oldman has studied that approach throughout his career. How McQueen could carry a film with a look, a gesture, a moment of silence that said more than dialogue ever could.
I trust him anyway.
Apparently, Captain Rickson doesn't agree with you.
It's a different kind of acting. No prosthetics, no elaborate character work, just conviction. McQueen made you believe because he believed. That self-assurance, that refusal to push or perform, influenced how Oldman thinks about screen presence. Even when buried under makeup and accents, Oldman carries that McQueen lesson. Be real. Trust the moment. Let the work speak. 7. Paul Newman. Paul Newman had something rare. Intelligence behind the eyes. Gary Oldman noticed it immediately.
I was a big fan. And when I met him for the first time, I was like, fanboy. It was like, God.
Newman wasn't just handsome or charming. He was sharp, calculating, always 3 steps ahead of the audience. He played complicated men with moral conflicts, and he never simplified them.
You wear your curlers to bed or something?
It's a gambler.
That complexity drew Oldman in. Newman could be heroic and flawed in the same breath, and you believe both. Oldman has cited Newman as one of the actors he studies, and it shows. Newman taught him that character lives in contradiction, that the most interesting performances hold tension without resolving it. Cool Hand Luke, The Verdict, nobody's fool. Newman brought depth to everything, never settling for surface-level choices. For Oldman, who thrives on ambiguity and darkness, Newman was proof that audiences can handle complexity. They don't need heroes or villains. They need humans. And Newman, even at his most iconic, never forgot to stay human. 6. Gary Cooper. Gary Oldman loves Gary Cooper for one reason: simplicity. Cooper didn't perform, he inhabited it. His work was so natural, so effortless, that it looked like he wasn't acting at all. And that's the highest compliment Oldman can give. Cooper understood the economy. He knew that one honest gesture beats 10 calculated ones. High Noon is a masterclass in restraint. Cooper stands alone, waiting, and you feel everything without him saying a word. Oldman has called Cooper's simplicity something he deeply admires. In an industry obsessed with showiness, Cooper proved that quiet strength resonates. He didn't need accents or transformation. He needed truth. That philosophy influenced Oldman's approach to roles where less is more. Even when playing larger-than-life characters, Oldman remembers Cooper's lesson. Strip it down. Find the human core. Let simplicity carry the weight. Cooper made it look easy. Oldman knows it's the hardest thing an actor can do. 5. Cary Grant. Cary Grant was effortless. At least that's how it looked. Gary Oldman knows better. Grant's ease was crafted, refined through years of discipline and precision. He made comedy look natural and charm look spontaneous. But every choice was intentional. That's what Oldman admires.
Boopy that you're trying to see.
Yes, no, his name's Peabody.
Alexander Peabody, but that's Boopy and I know him.
The work hidden beneath the surface. Grant understood timing, rhythm, and control. He knew exactly when to lean in and when to pull back. Oldman has spoken about loving Grant's work, and it's easy to see why. Grant played sophistication without arrogance, wit without cruelty. He was the perfect balance of light and intelligence. For an actor like Oldman, who often dives into darkness, Grant represents another dimension of craft. The ability to entertain while staying grounded, to be larger than life without losing humanity. Grant proved that style and substance aren't opposites. They're partners. And Oldman carries that understanding into every performance, even the heavy ones. 4. Alec Guinness. Gary Oldman has called Alec Guinness someone he admired enormously, and it's not hard to see why. Guinness was a chameleon before the term became overused. He disappeared completely into roles.
You speak to me of code? What code?
From Fagin to Obi-Wan Kenobi to George Smiley, he transformed without announcing it. No flash, no gimmicks, just complete immersion in character. That subtlety inspired Oldman's entire approach to acting. Guinness taught him that transformation isn't about makeup or accents alone. It's about psychology, about finding the inner rhythm of a character and letting it guide everything else. Guinness could play 8 different men in Kind Hearts and Coronets, and each one felt distinct, lived in, real. Oldman has built his career on that same principle. Become the character so fully that you vanish. Let the role breathe. Guinness proved it was possible, and Oldman has spent decades following that path. Complete commitment, total disappearance. That's the legacy Guinness left him. 3. Albert Finney. Albert Finney was a force, raw, physical, uncompromising.
Tell you anything, Mr. McQueen, you are here to tell me.
Gary Oldman watched him and saw an actor who refused to play it safe. Finney brought working-class grit to every role, even when playing kings or detectives. He was earthy, powerful, and completely authentic. Saturday Night and Sunday Morning showed Oldman what honesty looked like on screen. Finney didn't soften edges. He sharpened them. He made anger beautiful and vulnerability dangerous. Oldman has listed Finney among his heroes, and the connection makes sense. Both actors come from similar backgrounds. Both rejected polish in favor of truth. Finney taught Oldman that you don't need to be likable. You need to be real. Tom Jones, Under the Volcano, The Dresser. Finney poured himself into everything, holding nothing back. That fearlessness influenced Oldman's willingness to take risks, to play ugly or broken characters without apology. Finney proved that audiences respect courage over comfort. He showed that rawness isn't a flaw, it's a weapon. And Oldman has lived by that lesson ever since, carrying Finney's spirit into every uncomfortable role he chooses. 2. Tom Courtenay. Tom Courtenay gave Gary Oldman something essential, a mirror. Courtenay came from the same British working-class background.
The personal life is dead in Russia. History has killed it.
The same generation of angry young men who changed theater and film. He played loneliness, frustration, and quiet desperation better than almost anyone. The loneliness of the long-distance runner and the dresser showed Oldman what vulnerability looked like without sentimentality. Courtenay made pain look ordinary, which made it extraordinary. Courtenay didn't ask for sympathy. He demanded attention through honesty. His characters were flawed, bitter, human. Oldman saw himself in that approach, the refusal to romanticize pain or struggle. Courtenay made it okay to play small, broken men with dignity. He proved that quiet performances could be devastating. For Oldman, who has spent a career playing outsiders and damaged souls, Courtenay was a guide, a reminder that you don't need grandeur to be powerful. Sometimes the smallest voice cuts the deepest. Courtenay showed him that defeat can be defiant, that losing doesn't mean surrendering. Those lessons live in every misfit Oldman has played. Courtenay taught him that, and Oldman never forgot. 1. Alan Bates. Alan Bates sits at the top for a reason. Gary Oldman doesn't just admire him, he studies him. Bates had range that defied categories. He could play intellectuals, lovers, madmen, and warriors, all with equal conviction.
Say, give it to me.
Not till I've seen what it is.
Give it me.
No.
Women in Love, The Fixer, Zorba the Greek. Every role felt completely different, yet unmistakably Bates. That versatility showed Oldman what was possible. It showed him acting could be limitless, but it wasn't just range, it was deep. Bates brought emotional complexity to everything. He played men wrestling with identity, desire, morality. He never simplified. He let contradictions live on screen. That willingness to explore the uncomfortable spaces between right and wrong influenced Oldman's entire career. Bates taught him that great acting lives in ambiguity, that the most powerful moments come from characters who don't have answers, only questions. For Oldman, who has built a legacy on transformation and complexity, Bates remains the ultimate standard. The actor who showed him how deep the work could go, how far truth can stretch without breaking. That's why Bates comes first, always. Gary Oldman doesn't talk about favorites. He talks about teachers. These 10 actors gave him more than inspiration. They gave him a foundation. From Cassavetes' raw honesty to Bates's emotional complexity, each one shaped how he sees character, how he approaches transformation, how he disappears into roles while staying present in the truth. Who's your favorite on the list? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel for more studio insights.